Hey guys, this is Clifton Alexander with How to Build a Celebrity Brand, and today we're going to talk about what not to do when building a personal brand. I repeat, what not to do when building a personal brand. So throughout the years of working with athletes, musicians, actors, I've seen them make a lot of mistakes when it comes to building their personal brand, things that ruin their reputation, lost some sponsorships. So I'm going to give you my top 10 tips on what not to do in order to prevent things like that happening to you and your personal brand as you build. I'm going to get right into it. Tip number one, no nude photos. In this digital era, it is so easy for your phone to get hacked, for things to happen like that. I'm not saying it's the worst thing that can happen to you, but I am saying it is embarrassing and it's something that you probably don't want the whole world to see your nude photos or videos. So not to a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, anything like that, just don't do it. It's going to get out there, it's going to happen, so to prevent that from happening, don't do it. No videos, no photos. Tip number one, do not send out nude photos. My tip number two, the watching me effect. Pretend that you're being watched 24 hours of the day. Pretend everything you say, everything you do will be put on blast. Everybody will see it. And if you live life that way, it will make sure that you don't do certain things that you don't want the world to know. I'm not saying be fake and don't be who you want to be and don't be authentic, but I am saying that when you do things, just pretend and just know that there's so many cameras out there. Somebody's bound to see it, someone can see it, and most likely someone will see it. And you've seen many times where people don't think they're being watched, they are, and look what happens. So tip number two, watching the effect. Don't do things you don't want the world to know. Tip number three, stop texting everything. You don't need to text the world everything you're doing. You know, don't text arguments, don't text, disagreements, things like that. Just text daily things like, how's your day? Are you coming to the location? I'll see you soon, good morning. But arguments and certain conversations, don't do it because people are going to screenshot it and all you're doing is leaving a digital receipt of the things you said that's going to be on front page news or some blog, TMZ or the Shade Room. So I would say tip number three, stop texting everything because it will be used against you. I can assure you that. My tip number four would be kind and be humble. People who are kind and humble go far in life. I'm not saying you can't go far in life being rude and being ignorant, but I am saying if you're kind and humble, people are more inclined to help you out. Like Oprah, like Keanu Reeves, like The Rock, they're known as humble people. So if something were to happen, if there was a scandal, they would be more forgiven to the public than anybody else because they're not out here being rude to people. So people are more inclined to come to their aid to help them in the event something like that does happen. So my tip number four would be kind and humble. My tip number five would be no more than 2 drinks when you're out in public. I say that because a lot of actors you've seen on TMZ, on different websites have been out, they drink a little bit more than they thought they could handle, and next thing you know, they're on their front page news and they're saying things and doing things that they wouldn't have said if they knew exactly where they were. So my advice is when you're going into public, you're going out to a party, don't drink more than 2 drinks just to make sure that you're good. Now if you're home, that's fine. You know, if you're somewhere that you know that you're going to be okay, that's fine. But if you're going out of your house and you're going to a public place, you want to make sure, because people are always watching, they're always recording, don't do anything and drink more than you need to do. And like I said, I suggest it only because you've seen the countless articles online about people getting caught drinking and saying things that they shouldn't be saying. All right, so my tip number 5 would be no more than 2 drinks when you're in public. My tip number 6, which would go into the tip number from tip number 5, would be remain silent. If you get pulled over, you get arrested, remain silent. Don't say more than you have to. Let your lawyer speak for you because anything you say and do will be used against you, and let alone you being used against you, it will be put on TV, it will be put on blast, people will see it. And you get put over by the cops, that's why you have a lawyer. You have the right by law to remain silent. So say nothing, wait till your lawyer comes, let your lawyer talk for you, and don't do anything or say anything that could come back and haunt you later. So that would be my tip number 6, remaining silent. My tip number 7 would be the vetting process. You want to make sure that people that you bring into your circle, you bring into your life, are who they say they are, and they're there for the right intentions. I see people all the time endorsing people, endorsing this person for that and this person for that, and come to find out later this person isn't who they say they are, and they look bad, and it ruins their reputation, it ruins your credibility. So when you bring anybody in your circle, be sure to do a background of who they are. See, if there's anything that might cause a concern to your brand identity, because you've seen it happen all the time. A celebrity's like, oh, this person's this, and next thing you know, they're a scam artist, they're something else, and you don't want that to happen to your brand, because then it's hard for people to trust you the second go round. My tip number 8 would be stop telling the world your business. I know you might not think right now it's a big deal, but as you build a brand, you get bigger. People will take that information you told them when you were starting your brand, and they'll use that information later as you're building your brand. Not everybody needs to know your business. A lot of times, I own many different blogs, and I own gossip blogs, and a lot of the information that we get from our blogs, a lot of information that we get from people are people they know in their personal little small circle. People that they've talked to. It's not even the strangers that they tell their secrets to, it's their close friends and family and associates they tell their secrets to, that next you know, my bloggers are getting a call saying I got some dirt, and it's because they're just talking too much. I'm not saying that you need to live in a bubble and feel like everybody's out to get you, but I am saying that what you don't think is important now could be important later, and it's always your closest friends and family that want to have a tell-all book, or people that know you personally and profit off of you personally. So stop telling the world your business. Unless you're okay with everybody knowing about it, I would suggest that you limit your circle to who you tell and what you tell them. My tip number 9 would be don't throw any stones. I see a lot of celebrities and I see a lot of people out there, what they do is when it comes to something happens to someone in the media, they like to jump on the bandwagon and start talking about that person. And all that does is bring up your own skeletons. All that does is open up the door that when something happens to you, people will be quick to do the same thing you did to someone else. So I always suggest that when someone's down, don't kick them while they're down. Be like Will Smith. He doesn't say anything bad about anybody, no matter what happens. Be like Keanu Reeves. No comment. Even The Rock. They have nothing negative to say about anybody. If it isn't positive, it doesn't come out their mouth, and that helps because if in the event something happens to you, you have people that are going to be like, okay, well, we'll give this person a break because he doesn't talk about other people. He's always positive. He's always kind. But if you are the type of person that's always bashing people, quick to jump on the bandwagon and attack people, your own skeletons will eventually come out, and when they do, people won't give you any mercy. So my tip number 9 would be stop throwing stones, always be positive. My last and final tip would be do not be quick to respond. So when something happens in the media or you hear something, give it some time to get the information that you need to get before you say anything. I've seen countless celebrities, A-listers, B, C, D-listers, something will happen and they won't have all the facts, and they'll take information that they've gotten from one person and they will put that online, and then next thing you know, they got to retract it and apologize because they were wrong, because they didn't take the time to get the information and they were so quick to respond. I always tell my clients, if you want to post something, you want to say something, give it 24 hours. In 24 hours, you're going to get more information than you did the first 10 minutes, and then also in the first 30 minutes. More news, more information is going to unravel. But if you're quick to jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, this, and this, then you're going to be quick to apologize in a tweet or an Instagram post because you didn't do the due diligence and research to make sure that the things that you were saying were 100% accurate. So my tip number 10 would be don't be quick to respond to things that you hear. Take some time to get the information to make sure that what you're putting out there is correct. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. These are my top 10 tips on what not to do when building a celebrity brand. If you want more information about how to build a brand, how to build your business, how to scale, you can check my website out at cliftonalexander.com. You can check my social media links, they're the same. Leave a comment, subscribe, I would love that. Hit the like button, it helps me out in the algorithm. And I will see you guys next week with more videos on how to build your brand or how to build your business. Talk to you later. Bye.